All right, so we're diving deep today, like really deep.
Okay, I'm ready. Deep dive. Let's do it.
We've got this new Path on the Planet thing by Wondunna Foley. It just came out like today, February 11th, 2025.
I saw that.
And it's not your typical let's fix a few things kind of piece, you know?
You're right.
Wondunna Foley's talking about like humanity becoming a type 1, what is it, galactic civilization, all because of like a massive spiritual awakening.
Ambitious.
Yeah. So is this just like super optimistic daydreaming?
Yeah.
Or is there something real here? That's what we're going to try to figure out.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so first things first. The whole spiritual awakening thing, I got to be honest, when I hear that, I picture like meditation retreats and, I don't know, burning incense.
Yeah, I get that.
But what does Wondunna Foley actually mean by it?
Yeah.
And where does this whole sentient being idea fit in?
Okay, so you've hit on something important right there. Wondunna Foley isn't talking about like some temporary blissful state you get from meditating, right? This is about a like fundamental shift in how humans see themselves and the world. It's realizing we're all connected and that we have the power to shape reality.
Okay.
And the sentient being idea emphasizes that. It means we're not just watching things happen, we're part of it. We have the power to make change.
So it's less about like chanting on a mountaintop.
Exactly.
And more about like realizing our potential, right?
Yeah.
But how do you go from that to becoming a type 1 galactic civilization? I mean, that seems like a pretty big leap.
Right. Well, that's where this infinite energy thing comes in.
Infinite energy. Okay.
Wondunna Foley says we all have this like massive inner power source, the same energy that powers the universe.
Hold on. So we're all like walking around with these hidden power sources, like we could be powering cities with our minds or something.
Well, maybe not literally.
Okay, good, because my electricity bill is already high enough. But seriously, how does this untapped energy actually make a difference in the real world? Like, can you give me a concrete example?
Sure. Think about it. Every social movement, every new technology, every piece of art, it all started with someone using their inner power and like actually doing something. Think about like Martin Luther King Jr., his vision, his belief in a better future. That's what sparked a movement, right? Changed a nation. That's one person channeling that energy, that infinite energy, to make real change.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Wondunna Foley's saying that if enough of us do that, if we all focus on the same vision, like this type 1 civilization, it becomes an unstoppable force.
Right. That kind of leads into another thing that caught my eye. It's this exponential awakening idea.
Yeah.
Wondunna Foley says it's happening now, like right now, and it's picking up speed. What does that even mean?
So the idea is the more people who realize their potential, realize we're all connected, the faster things change. It's like each person who steps up inspires others to do the same. It's like a snowball.
Oh, okay. So it just keeps building and building.
Right. It changes the way everyone thinks, the whole collective consciousness. And Wondunna Foley believes it's happening now, everywhere, and that it's going to lead to a huge transformation, like a rapid one.
Let me see if I've got this straight. Wondunna Foley is basically saying that by like tapping into our own power and like focusing on this shared goal, this type 1 civilization thing, we can actually make humanity evolve faster.
Exactly.
That's a pretty wild concept.
It is, but it's also really empowering. It's not about waiting for someone else to fix things. It's about realizing we have the power to do it ourselves. And that's what leads to the call to action part of the piece.
Oh yeah, the call to action. What's that all about? What are they asking us to do?
It starts with you recognizing your own power, that you can make a difference, and then like aligning what you do with what you believe in, working towards a better future, one that's unified, peaceful, sustainable, you know, and realizing you're not alone in this. There are people all over the world doing the same thing. Wondunna Foley is saying we got to connect, work together, make our efforts bigger, stronger to speed up this change.
It's a huge leap though, right? From like personal growth to galactic civilization. I don't know. Does Wondunna Foley actually back this up? Or is it more of like philosophical thought experiment?
That's a good question. It's definitely more philosophy than like hard science.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, challenges you to question what you think is possible. And even if you don't buy into the whole type 1 civilization thing, the idea of individual power, collective action, that resonates, you know?
Definitely. So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about after this?
I think the big thing is no matter what you believe, the idea of using your inner power to make things better, that's worth thinking about. Even if this whole type 1 thing seems crazy, what if we all actually believed we could make a difference? What could we achieve together?
That's a great question. Something for everyone to consider.
Absolutely.
And with that, we'll wrap up our deep dive into New Path on the Planet. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.